Hi, Titan Ross here. So basically what I'm going to do in this video is recap what I printed with Monocure's 3D Crystal Clear so far, what I'm planning to do with what I printed, and how I've approached the print as far as this resin. So the first thing I printed was the Death Trooper. Basically, when I went to Monocure a couple of weeks ago, did the YouTube video, which turned out great. I kind of hinted that I wanted to try the Crystal Clear. That didn't go so well. I tried, but as we did the video and towards the end of the day, Charlie was more than happy to give me a couple of bottles of Crystal Clear and actually said, can you print something really cool to show off? And I said, yeah. At the time, I had no idea what the hell I was going to print, and I reached out to you guys, and we got a couple of ideas. I've just been playing around with it for the last couple of weeks. Will I buy it again? Hell yeah. Freaking hell yeah. This has really opened up my eyes to the capabilities of the Crystal Clear, and not just the Crystal Clear, it's the TUFF, the main component behind the Crystal Clear, which is also in their the white, the I think the black and the grey, which I love the grey. That's my number one go-to resin, is the TUFF grey. So printed off quite a number of things, approached them in different aspects and different procedures and methods. Some are painted, like lacquered and varnished. Some are polished. Some are still in the work in progress. So let's just go through what we've done so far. So the first print was the Death Trooper. Oh, sorry, the Stormtrooper Death. This thing. It'll come to me in a minute. Shoot it down in the comments. But basically, this is the first one I did. Recommended by a member in the group. Came out fantastic. I did get some support issue failures around the bottom. But that's okay because you don't see it and it's still printed. We'll come in for a closer look. Now what I did with this one is I did not take the supports off. They're all, I just pulled the supports off and did not sand it, is what I'm saying. And then I just completely clear coated it. And that was in the Monocure, I think the gloss. No, sorry, not the Monocure gloss, the MTM from Monocure, the gloss, the acrylic gloss, which came out great. I'm trying to get the focus. Now this is a couple of weeks sitting on my windowsill out in the sun. Now there are a couple of issues on the back. I'll get to that in a second. Also the color of the varnish. I mean, it's not bad, but to me it's noticeable. So this is the first print. It's been outside. I'm sitting on my windowsill, not outside, but inside, sitting on my windowsill directly in the sun every day for the last couple of weeks since I printed it and clear coated it. I would turn the light on just so we can get a better look. Fantastic print. Couple of issues on the back there. I'll turn the light off again so you can see it a bit better. Now what I'm thinking these rimples are is the model has shrunk, and that is just the clear coat kind of peeling, not peeling back, but stretching, like the opposite is stretching, like leather. So you're getting that leather effect at the back there, because I think I had it down that way so the sun was facing that way, so it was drying that out more. So just some wrinkles there, and on that side, kind of hard to see it because it's so clear, but there are some noticeable signs of wrinkles here. The color. Now, here's the big issue for me that turned me off clears for a while. Actually, I'll get this one. So this is clear coated, this is polished. Do you see the difference? There is a noticeable yellow tinge to it because of the clear coat. Not a big deal. No, not very noticeable to the naked eye, but when comparing it to side by side, there is a difference. So that's the first print. We'll put that down. So the second print was the Superman crystal. This has been polished. I've spent some more time on this, polishing it. So this is not clear coated, this is polished. On the grinding wheel with some compound and a buffing wheel. A little bit more work on some of the surfaces just to get some of those fine scratches off, but that's polished. Now I know this is green. I added some Anycubic green to this, so it worked with other resins. That is the difference from polished to a clear. I want to do the crystal from the dark crystal. I want to polish that up. I originally had that clear coated in a different product. I think that was something from Audi's, a cheap brand. It yellowed. I'm currently stripping that back and I'm going to polish that up because I want to see that crystal in a clear polished look rather than a clear coated that kind of went yellowish. So I'm not sure. I'll hold these three up so you can get a better idea. This still needs a lot more work because of the inside. It's very hard to polish the inside of this particular object. So it's a little bit cloudy. So that is the Superman crystal. That is going to a friend. I'm not going to be offering any of these or making any of these. This is all just a one-off experiment type of thing, and yeah, something for everybody to see what this product can do. So that is for a friend. This one's for me. The tube is for me. This was the Anycubic green, which is not transparent, so if you're going to get Anycubic green, transparent green, that's what you're going to get. That is my crystal there, so this is how much work it's actually gone into it. So a lot of work does go into it. You're not just going to print this straight off the bed. We'll come in for a bit of a closer look. If I can focus in. So a lot of sanding, wet and dry, a lot of buffing to get this kind of look. And it's so clear you can see the bubbles through it. Now I moved on to the dark crystal. As I said, I'm going to be polishing that out, buffing that out. Can we get this to focus? So I'm going to be buffing that out. I've done the base. I'm going to be put some purple LEDs in there and light it all up and everything. So that's that. Then I moved on to my final print. These are my last bottles. So originally I got the privilege of getting 5 bottles of the Crystal Clear TUFF resin. These are the 0.25 litre ones. So I got 5 of them. So I printed off some eyes for my cartoon Johnny 5. I wanted a nice sky blue, translucent sky blue, so this is the colour I ended up with for the eyes. I had probably 3/4 of a bottle, pour that back into the vat with a little amount I've had with the blue, just so I wasn't going to waste it, and I decided to print the HR Geiger birth gun bullet. I forgot to top it up as I left in the morning, so I got as far as that. Now that's almost a bottle. Like, that was a disappointing fail. So, but it gives me a good idea of the translucentness of it. So basically I've taped off the bottom. So I put some blue tape around there. So that is not clear coated. This part is clear coated to give you a better idea of how, without any sanding, straight off the printer, cured and then clear coated. Now this is pretty thin. So it gives that like an ice look. This looks like ice. Just to give you a bit of a strength test, so this is pretty thin. So, I mean, it flexes in, which is amazing. Look at that. So that was the failed print, and then I thought I'll do it again. So I grabbed my last bottle, which was a full bottle. Dumped it in the vat, cleaned it all out, dumped it out so it's crystal clear. Then what I decided to do was do the bullet again. What I did was I started off with the clear, and I thought I wanted to do this marble effect, translucent, all these decorative colors, and I thought I'd just drop pigments all over it, the Monocure pigments. So I used yellow, blue and red. I started it. It started working amazingly, just like I wanted it to. I will put on the light. Does that work better? Probably not. If I had a torch, if I had my torch, which I don't have, I could do a backlit. But basically you can see how it's... can we do it up here? Let's try and bring this down. There we go. So it was working. It was working beautifully. And then I panicked because I realized I only had a bottle. And would a bottle do the entire piece? Because previously it didn't with this one. And I could not remember how much resin I had in the vat at the time, and I forgot to top it up in the morning, so I panicked. I grabbed the rest of the green solution I had in the vat for the Superman crystal, and dumped it into the mix. And right about there, I mean, I poured it into one side thinking it would slowly drivel over. All of a sudden it just hit and it was like green, and I'm like, oh god, there goes the effect I was looking for. But I continued on as it was printing. This was a 10-hour print on my Photon S. A long time, very long print. We should explain a couple of things. So as soon as the green hit the clear, it was working great. It was still translucent. I was getting some colors in. Let's see if we can get a close up here. Nice kind of. So I'll just go around and show you the colors and the layers. I didn't mix the drops, the pigments. I just dropped them in just to see how it would go. Amazingly printed. No real issues. But as you can see, as time went on, the colors mixed and it got more and more dense, which I thought I'd get a failure around here because of the denseness, but it continued to print. And it's a great looking print. This is currently clear coated, just to bring out the colors. The only failures I got were right here. It's just a tiny split. I'm not sure if the camera can get in there, but let's see if we can get in there. Probably not, but there's a little split there. It's just a little split. Let's see if we can get a close up on that. Yeah, there you go. So just a bit of split there because of the color. I mean, obviously the pigment doesn't have any resin in it, so that's why it didn't bond. So that is the latest print and experiment. So we can get this to focus in. So yeah, that's what I've got so far. Well, that's what I've done with the 6 bottles of Monocure Crystal Clear. Will I get it again? Hell yeah.